In this segment, we're going to be talking about the volume of cylinders. And really, it's the same thing as a prism. I know my volume is big B times H, but in this case, the area of my base, it's a circle. So in place of B, big B stands for pi r squared. So it's the same concept, area of your base multiplied by the height. So let's take a look at number 15, and I know that my radius is 18, so I get 18 squared. So I'm going to find big B first, area of my base. And I get that big B is 1,017 and 88/100ths. And then to find the volume, I'm going to take big B times the height, which is the distance that separates my bases. So in this case, it's 15. And I get 15,268.14 inches cubed. Okay, so that's my volume there. All right, 17, volume is big B times H, but in this case, big B stands for pi r squared. So I know that my diameter is 5, so my radius is half of that, so it's 2.5 squared. So now I'm going to take 2.5 squared times pi, and I get big B is 19.63. So the volume is going to be 19.63 times the height of my prism cylinder, which is the distance that separates. So I'm going to multiply that by 16. And I get volume is 314 and 1/1600 meters cubed. Okay, so that's taking a look at the cylinders. Now, let's look at these applications down here. So this application, it says a cylinder with a 2 centimeter diameter is drilled through the triangular prism shown on the left. Find the volume of the prism. So this is one of those find the area of the shaded regions where you find the volume of the whole prism, which in this case is a triangular prism, and then we subtract out the volume of this cylinder, right? So I know I've got the volume of the triangular prism. So triangular prism, what's big B in this case? Big B is going to be base times height divided by 2. So let's look at my triangle. These are the dimensions. You also have this 7.1 centimeters, but you need to think about it. You've got a right triangle, so the base and the height are given to you. 5 is the base, 5 is the height. Why are they throwing in the 7.1 here? It's to trick you, to make sure you understand the dimensions of the triangle and how to find the area. So in this case, I have 5 times 5 divided by 2, which is 25 divided by 2, which is 12.5. So the volume is 12.5 centimeters squared. Excuse me, the area of the base is 12.5 centimeters squared. So volume is going to be 12.5 times the height of this prism, which is 14. And I am going to get 12.5 times 14 equals 175 centimeters cubed. So that's the area of the triangular prism, or excuse me, volume. Now I'm going to find the volume of the cylinder. Well, it tells me up here that the cylinder has a diameter of 2 centimeters. So volume is still big B times H, but in this case, big B is pi r squared. And the radius, if it's 2 centimeters for the diameter, the radius is going to be 1. So big B is just pi, which is going to be 3.14. So we're going to do big B is 3.14 is big B. And now we're going to multiply it by the height, and the height is still the same. The distance is still 14. So when I do that, I get the volume is 43.98 centimeters cubed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to subtract those two numbers because this is the area of the triangle, and then I'm taking out the, I keep saying area, the volume of the triangular prism, and now I'm going to subtract out the volume of that cylinder. So I'm going to subtract those two guys, and I get 175 minus, it's going to be 131 and 200 centimeters cubed. That's the volume of that region. So that's how those guys work. If you're struggling, come and see me.